With a name like Hatchet Granny, you wouldn't think this American woman led a life of complex duality. You wouldn't think she studied the influence of Greek philosophers on American politics. You wouldn't think she sewed clothing for and fed the poor. What would you expect of Hatchet Granny? That she stormed into taverns and bars, hatchet in hand, smashing bottles of liquor wherever she went? That her mother suffered from delusions, and she might have too, given she believed God ordered her to specifically smash up booze-serving saloons? Because all that's true, too. Shortly after God issued his command, she marched into Dobson's saloon in 1900 with a rock in hand and announced, "Men, I have come to save you from a drunkard's fate," before promptly destroying the alcohol. Now, Hatchet Granny, aka Carrie Nation's hatred of alcohol, makes sense as her husband died a year into their marriage from alcohol abuse. She did remarry, but it wasn't a good fit. Case in point, her second husband joked she should upgrade from a rock to a hatchet, to which she said, "That's the most sensible thing you've said since I married you." Hatchet Granny was born. After divorce, nothing held back her righteous fury. She marched into bars, sometimes alone, sometimes with a choir, all the time singing and praying while she smashed up not just the alcohol, but the bars themselves. Splinters and wood chips sprayed the unlucky establishments as Granny channeled God's wrath. She then coined these missions hatchetations. While police did arrest her, she didn't physically harm anyone, so they let her out after she paid fines. She gathered the funds for these fines by selling hatchetation merch and charging for lectures. She also published a bi-weekly newsletter called the Smasher's Mail and a newspaper called The Hatchet. I don't agree with her methods, but this woman was ahead of her time. But as I said before, Miss Nation proved more than a one-trick pony. She used her relative fame to advocate for women's suffrage, illuminate domestic abuse, and fight for female economic opportunity. Of course, she related everything to the evils of alcohol, but it was a connection many jailed with as the temperance movement had gained strong support in the early 1900s. Bars all over took notice too. Hatchet Granny's notoriety led to many establishments erecting a sign that said, "All nations welcome, except Carrie."